Friends, I welcome you all to the revision series of the generic collective paper, The History of India from 1857 to 1947 CE. I'm happy to talk with you all with a very important topic of the syllabus, the Revolt of 1857. These are the very important causes which led to the Revolt of 1857, and there are other few causes which need to be seen, especially the military causes, and followed by the military causes, there are immediate causes, which was a spark in the bomb which has been designed by the British. So thank you. We will end this video here and we will discuss or continue this revolt of 1857 and its causes in the part 3 video. Thank you. Good morning one and all. In the last two videos, we saw what is the revolt of 1857, followed by the diversified views of historians who on one side said it is a mere mutiny and on other side said it is the first war of independence. And then we saw what are the political causes. In political causes, we discussed about the subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, and other political reasons such as alienation, absentee sovereignship, and all these things were the main reasons or main political causes which led to the revolt of 1857. Followed by, we saw the administrative and religious causes, social causes, which caused the revolt of 1857. In this video, we are going to discuss about the military and the immediate causes of the revolt of 1857. Once again, I welcome you all to the lecture series, the generic elective paper, the history of India from 1857 to 1947 CE. Military causes. Indian soldiers or sepoys formed the backbone of the British Indian Army, but they were paid poorly and there was no promotion at all. The highest position an Indian could occupy in the military was Subedar. And they were subjected to constant racial insults. And in the previous video, we saw that the Indians were addressed by British as sewers or pigs. The General Service Enlistment Act of 1856, introduced by Lord Canning, made the sepoys to work overseas. In according to the Hindu customs, if a Hindu go beyond the borders of India or go beyond the sea, he will lose his varna. They were threatened that they will lose their caste and become an avarna. These factors made sepoys deeply contented, and they planned for a revolt. Threats to religion and social customs. There was a widespread fear that the British were deliberately trying to destroy the Indian religions. State support for missionary activities and the banning of traditional customs and symbols increased this anxiety. Rumors about forced conversions further fueled panic among both Hindus and Muslims. What was the impact on sepoy families in villages? Most sepoys came from peasant families. This place we have to connect it with the economic causes which led to the revolt of 1857. The peasant families and sepoys aligned together to revolt in the regions of Awadh and Bihar. The British annexation of these regions and subsequent increase in the land revenue affected their families directly. This personal connection between military service and village hardship made sepoys more emotional, and they politically invested in appointing or opposing the British policies. The most important out of all is the immediate cause. The final sparkle for the revolt of 1857 came with the introduction of new Enfield rifles. The new Enfield rifles was replacement of Browning rifles. The new Enfield rifles were more advanced than the Browning rifles. The problem with the Enfield rifles came from its cartridges or bullets. The cartridges for these rifles were rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat, which was an offensive act for both Hindus and Muslims. Hindus believed that cow is a Hindu god and they were worshipping cow, while Muslims believed that pig fat is an haram. Haram means not, it's prohibited in the Islam religion. When Sipais were forced to use these cartridges, many refused, and because of the refusal, an strong action was taken by the British on the Indian soldiers. This became the immediate cause for the breakout of uh, revolt in Meerut in May 10. So this is a pictoriographical representation of how an Enfield rifle is loaded. See, the first part in the left corner is cartridge. Inside the cartridge, there will be a paper case and there will be a gunpowder. End of the gunpowder is bullet. The lower part of the picture shows us the Enfield gun, and the right upper part of the picture shows about the cartridges. So coming back to the picture in the left corner, top left corner. First, the man will bite the bullet or the cartridge and he will pour the gunpowder inside it. Along with this paper, he will put the cartridge inside the barrel and he will pump it with a stick. So it will get loaded. When the trigger is pulled, a spark will ignite the bullet and the bullet will be shot at the enemy. The problem came in this cartridge where the grease was coated over the cartridge so that the cartridge will flow out of the barrel more smoothly. So this is the place where the Hindus and Muslims were badly hurt. The new Enfield rifle was a good introduction, but the British failed in way how they introduced it in the army. When the Indians said this is not our culture and this is against our religion, British should have acted on the support of the Indians and they should have seen an alternative for these categories. But British, with a superior mindset, forced these cartridges over the Indians, and reason for the revolt of 1857. Thank you all. We have seen these political causes where we have seen the multiple reasons which were the reason for the revolt of 1857, and the major reason came out of the new Enfield rifles which were introduced in the army, and the cartridges were greased with pig and cow fat. and this was against the religious beliefs of the Hindus, and the superior mindset of the Britishers failed to understand that this is against the culture of the Hindus and Muslims of India, and this will lead to a huge problem. This failure of the understanding the situation from the side of the British led to the revolt of 1857. Thank you. We will see